Hi, my name is Tae Kang of Harbor Freight Tools for Schools, and we are excited to talk to you today about strengthening relationships with counselors and administrators. Excellent skilled trades education requires meaningful collaboration with colleagues inside and outside the classroom. Over the past 6 years of operating the Harbor Freight Tools for Schools Prize for Teaching Excellence, we have been very impressed by all the work teachers do to partner with colleagues who become advocates for their skilled trades programs and provide ongoing support. I'm honored to introduce two dedicated individuals, one counselor and one assistant principal, who will share with you some best practices and ideas on how to form strong relationships with school administration to help your program grow and thrive.
My name is Jolene Terrones. I'm an assistant principal at George S. Parker High School.
My name is Denise Kruser, and I am a school counselor here at George S. Parker High School. We are in the construction lab at Parker High School here in Janesville, Wisconsin.
It is a community of about 60,000 people. We are at Parker High School, which is one of two comprehensive high schools here in Janesville.
We are just south of Madison, north of Rockford, west of Milwaukee, and east of Dubuque.
I am an assistant principal here at Janesville Parker High School. I've been in this role for about 11 years. Prior to that, I was a special education teacher in the area of emotional and behavioral disabilities for 10 years.
I have been in education for 25 years. I started out as a special education teacher working primarily with students with emotional and behavioral disabilities. And then in 2005, I was hired as a school counselor here at George S. Parker High School.
I think there's a danger in assuming administrators know what's going on in a teacher's classroom or every teacher's classroom. Sure, we get the gist of it. We know the standards, we know the curriculum, we do that work, but as far as the day-to-day things that are happening in the classroom, you really need to invite administrators in to see what is happening. If an administrator happens to walk in your door, ask a student, say, hey, show them what you're working on today. Show them the project that you're working on and really showcase the work that students are performing in the classes.
One of the most important things skilled trades teachers can do when working with counselors is inform us. When we went to school to become counselors, we were not trained in skilled trades education or marketing or science or any of those things. We were trained in theory and we were trained in mental health. So I need skilled trades teachers to tell me, these are the different opportunities in our community. These are the schools that students can go to after they've graduated from high school to further their education so that I can share that information when I have a student or a parent in my office. For a long time, we saw in the news how everyone needed to go to a four-year college because that's where the careers are and that's where you were going to get a great paying job. Now we're not seeing that. And I think the pandemic has really taught us that some of those jobs kind of went away, but what jobs are still around? Skilled trades. Those didn't go away during the pandemic. And all of a sudden, there was a light shining on that.
The struggle is that our state report card still uses standardized test scores, high stakes testing to measure a school's success. And so while within the walls of this building, we do not have a college for all mentality, it continues to exist elsewhere. And so what we're tasked with doing and how we navigate that is we continue to work on the test scores, but then we also have to promote the other things that are happening along with that. We have to promote what we're doing within our skilled trades education. So you don't just look at a test score of Parker High School to measure the success. You look at the test score, but then you also see the stories of students that are graduating from here and going on to doing great things and big things within the skilled trades. If you have an administrator that really values things like numbers and data, you can easily find that and provide that to them. If your school produces letter grades at the end, that's great, that's a good measure. However, if you look at the standards for your class, then there's another way you can measure student success. You can look at employability skills and create a number in data related to employability skills and citizenship skills and how your students are progressing towards a successful career beyond high school. And if you have students that have a passion for the skilled trades, make sure your administrators know and can see that.
I'm not from the Janesville area, so I had to educate myself on what was available in Janesville and how those opportunities have changed for students. So please invite your school counselors on field trips if you're going to go tour a technical college. Invite your counselors if you're going to go see job shadows and apprenticeship opportunities. Please invite us on those so that I can get the information or that the counselors can get that information. And then we can take that back to our colleagues and we can take that back and tell those stories about, oh, I just went and saw this. And did you know that there are 15 jobs available right now in welding? And so we need to get students doing that. Or there are 30 jobs available, at the automotive plant down the street, and we need students doing those things. And did you know that the starting salary is $100,000 with full benefits and healthcare? So those are the things that us as counselors really need to be aware of so that we can then share that information with students and with families that come asking for it.
For me personally, I love the stories. I love to see the students working on things that, they're creating a product and they're loving to do it. And when I come and see those same students in a construction lab, they're thriving.
Counselors are emotional people, and to hear a story about a student who maybe wasn't successful in their general education courses, and then if you can come to me with a story about them being a leader out on the job site, or that they have an opportunity to get into an apprenticeship in a specific career field, I'm going to love that as a counselor, and I'm just going to ask more questions about it. And that's really going to help us then promote it even further.
You have to make connections with the families. You have to let them know that a profession in the skilled trades can be lucrative. It can be what they want for their child, and just showing them the labor statistics, showing them what's available in the community, showing them the potential for a career in the field of interest of their student is something that they can attain.
The biggest thing is to talk to them face to face. Communicating over email is one thing, but I think really having those face-to-face conversations and getting parents into the office and potentially even seeing what our skilled trades classes look like so they can actually see what the students are doing and what they are producing is incredibly important. Their parent will tell me, well, I really want them to go to a four-year college to have that college experience. And I will challenge those parents as, what do you mean by that? Because college is college regardless. Almost 25% of students will identify with working with their hands. Like that's their number one way of learning material. In using that information with parents and saying, do you understand the opportunities that are available to your child? And then they realize, oh, there is opportunity and my student could thrive at this. We do have several females that are taking our manufacturing and our construction and our automotive courses. And so one of the things they always do is when they give those 8th grade tours or when they give tours to families or students that are coming from outside and moving to the area, they always make sure that a female student or someone who is not traditional in that role is one of the people giving those tours. And it has boosted our numbers every year with kind of those non-traditional students taking those non-traditional courses. They're always asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And we hear, a sports star, or a big one right now is, I'm going to be an influencer. And so I think for us as educators to really ask that question to students, and when we see them thriving in a specific skill set, to say to them, have you ever thought of doing this? And if you have, let me get you in contact with this person or this organization so that you can go out there and job shadow and really see if this is something you want to do.
What's really important is to strengthen the relationship with administrators. You have to know what their areas of priority are, what's important to them, and then work within what's in your locus of control to deliver your programs and promote your programs in a way that's going to resonate with those administrators. The rest will come naturally. The stories will come out, the students will show their passion, all those great things that are happening in the classroom will be highlighted with just a little work to focus on what's important to your administrator.
I think, again, I've said this before, one piece of information is counselors don't know what we don't know. So the more you can educate us on opportunities, the more we can then share with students and parents.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Keep up the great work.